to the outside. Bubba start zone and then nails the gas. He'll scamper away, take sole possession of the lead, and leave Ryan Blaney and Daniel Suarez to race wheel to wheel behind him.
The late Jackrabbit start works perfectly for Bubba Wallace. He is cleanly away with the lead. He'll leave the battle behind him for the number 2 spot. Daniel Suarez on the outside, Ryan Blaney down low.
And they're 4 wide further back again in the back half of the top 10. That'll settle down to 3 wide. It was Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, William Byron, Chase Briscoe, all these drivers in that mix.
Well, that was a close call. Kyle Busch running 4 wide in the extreme outside lane. Tried to use that momentum to slip up beside Chase Briscoe. They nearly made contact. A little more contact back in the pack. Spinning is Briscoe. He gets nailed by Kyle Busch, and it's a pileup in turn 3. 3, 4, 5 cars all piling into it. Chase Briscoe was the first to go around. He got tagged by Kyle Busch. Just about everybody else is able to pull away, but a wild incident. Noah Gregson, one of the last to drive away. A wild incident as the track was momentarily blocked at the entrance of 3.
That started when Kyle Larson and Chase Briscoe had an intense come together out of 2. They dove off at the end of the back straightaway, and all of a sudden Briscoe gets turned on the apron, and then Dave, he slid up the racetrack, and everybody came piling in behind him.
Yeah, Kyle Busch has been running that extreme outside line, and unfortunately for him, that put him right in the line of fire as Chase Briscoe slid up to that outside retaining wall. He got collected, did Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott is up against the wall in turn number 4, well away from the action. That was as everybody tried to get sorted out as they made their way through the crash. Elliott's got some serious damage on his machine.
Well, Chase Elliott out of the race car will have to take a trip to the mandatory care center. Coming into tonight's race, Chase Elliott has completed every single lap run this season except for 1. And that streak is going to go away in a big way here as he was collateral damage. Everybody coming down off the racetrack so they can try to avoid the crash, and Chase Elliott got swept up in it.
Caution flag number 4 flying over the Cookout 400. Under caution flag number 4, and a multi-car pileup. Alex still making the list. William Byron, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Justin Haley, Denny Hamlin, Cole Custer, Kyle Busch, William Byron, Todd Gilliland, and Brad Keselowski all getting collected off the end of the back straightaway.
Yeah, Chase Elliott involved in the crash as well. A lot of drivers being wiped out down there as they were unable to get away from the pileup. 2 cars got Justin Haley and Chase Elliott. Elliott, the only one unable to drive away.
From Richmond Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Twelve cars involved in a crash here at Richmond Raceway, stacking up off the end of the backstretch, bringing out caution flag number 4. Alex, there's a lot of fluid that's been laid down onto the racetrack and even onto pit road as the cars of Chase Elliott and Justin Haley have been dragged away from the accident scene, leaving a lot of fluid in their wake.
Chase Elliott was through the wreck, and then when everybody was trying to, I guess, point their cars in the right direction to try to grab a gear, Todd, he just simply got hit and sent head on into the outside wall.
Yeah, it looked like Kyle Busch was coming out from the top of the of exiting the wreck and kind of coming down the racetrack. Chase Elliott driving up the racetrack at that point, and their paths crossed in the wrong place.
So on the racetrack right now, cleanup continues. Chase Elliott taking the hardest hit of them all. Tyler Reddick coming back down pit road, steep post, but he may have gotten a little bit of damage there, but they're still nursing damage from an incident back at lap 180.
And it's just gotten bad as far as that car. Now they were working on the right front. Now they're working on the left front again, and they're up under the car, working on the splitter up under the car. So a lot of damage on the Tyler Reddick machine. They keep working on it. Pit road is closed, actually, so they'll start at the back of the field, but I think that's the least of their worries now as they continue to work on this wounded car of Tyler Reddick.
So we work the caution flag again. We had a couple of long green flag runs, Mike, to start tonight's race, but here in the last 30 minutes or so, it's been a series of short runs because of cautions.
The entire first stage was run caution-free. First caution came out at lap 70. Second caution came out at lap 180 when Tyler Reddick got spun out of turn number 4. The third caution came out at lap 190, 10 laps later, when Cody Ware got spun in turn 2. And then the most recent caution flag when 12 cars come to grief at lap 197. And that has slowed us for the fourth time of the evening. And right now, when they come to the line, it'll be 25 laps to go in stage 2 as we've just crossed the halfway point here tonight in the Cookout 400.
Yeah, we have, and some drivers that the strategy, Todd, that they were employing out there have had to deal with now a series of caution flags. Fuel's not really a concern in tonight's race. It's all about tire conservation, when you put those tires on. How big of a wrench does this throw into the strategical part of this?
I feel like these multiple cautions, this is actually working out for everybody, because I feel like most of the guys were in a case where they were kind of lined back up. Ryan Preece was the one that was a little different. He hadn't come. He got his tires when this opportunity came. I feel like we're kind of on a level playing field to run the rest of this stage. It becomes what these teams have done, and who hasn't used an extra set of tires and can take that forward into the final stage. That's just one that we'll see where it plays out. I feel like most up on tires.
And that's going to be key as we get into the late stages here. Again, we're just crossed the halfway point. Pit road's not going to be open here for a couple of laps or so, because right now they're doing a second and third pass of the Speedy Dry, and lots and lots of fluid has been laid down on the racetrack. You'll have that when a dozen cars get together up on the banking. And then, of course, talking about the Chase Elliott piece, that has been buttoned up in turn number 4. That Speedy Dry has been put into play. But right now, all the attention is on the pit road with these cars coming down. The safety teams are handling that as we speak.
And, Dave, it seems like we've gotten away with multi-car crashes a lot tonight until we got here to the halfway point of the race.
Yeah, we did. And I would contend, Alex, that the vast majority of people involved in that 16-car pileup got off fairly cheap as well, because at one point it looked like the elephant's graveyard up here at my feet, and 30 seconds later just about everybody had been able to pull away. Some with varying degrees of damage, but only one car eliminated, that being the Chase Elliott machine.
Chase Elliott right now about to step from the care center. We'll get a word with him in just a moment. He had contact from Kyle Busch and William Byron both, and that turned him driver's right into the outside wall. A lot of damage on that UniFirst Chevy Camaro that he drives for Hendrick Motorsports. That's not what they were looking for tonight. They had an up and down night so far, and that ended with contact and Chase walking out of the care center to visit with Chris Wilner.
Yeah, he's out of the care center. Chase, it looked like maybe you got through what was the Richmond big one, but take us through what happened going down the back into 3.
Yeah, that was the first I'd seen of it right there. So, yeah, I guess Kyle just didn't know that we were trying to, squirt by the wreck on the bottom, and he was kind of angled back, towards the bottom of the racetrack, and I was just coming through. So, yeah, just unfortunate. Our night just totally went to shit there. Had a good start, and kind of got on the wrong end there at the beginning, and lost some track position, got behind the 19, got a penalty, and I thought we were in a pretty good spot right there. We finally got on some better tire, and we were making our way through there well, so I was excited to see where that was going to go, but unfortunately didn't get a chance.
All right, Chase Elliott's night done early here at Richmond.
We apologize for the language there from Chase Elliott. Certainly frustrated. Again, he has completed all but one lap run this entire season, and that has gone to the wayside here. He's going to be out of the race.
Well, coming into Watkins Glen last weekend, he had no finishes outside of the top 20. He got one last week, and he's going to have another one here tonight, because he will be posted in the 38th and final position. Right now, that car being towed to the garage. Justin Haley's car has been taken to the garage as well, as safety crews continue to clean up all the fluid that's been laid down through turns 3 and 4 and onto the pit lane.
Yeah, it's definitely one of these where we got to get things cleaned up. The line of Speedy Dry into pit road, they've swept it up once. We'll see. We've got pit road open, and we'll let the cars come down.